This is the bin guy. He turned a side hustle into a successful full-time business. He's making waves on Instagram and TikTok. He's posting about how much money he's making, but some people are saying that his business is actually no good and there's no way that he's making that much money. He's just posted his first ever full-length YouTube video where he's gonna apparently, you know, unveil everything and explain exactly how he gets to those numbers. We're going to be taking a look today and we're going to be finding out if it is a legit business or if he's talking rubbish. I don't know the guy, but like I said, I've seen a few videos on Instagram and TikTok, and to be honest, the numbers do add up to me, so I've got no reason to believe that he's not telling the truth. The only thing I'm left wondering about is how he gets enough business or enough bins to actually clean, because to me that seems like almost a full-time job in itself, getting the sales to then do the bins, but hopefully he'll cover that in this video. So let's take a look right now. You can see in the thumbnail here, 100 bins clean, £460 in one day. So he's in the UK. Everyone's got bins in most countries in the world, so this is going to apply globally. He's saying 100 bins clean, so that's the bit that I'm struggling with. How do you find 100 bins to clean in one day? So let's take a look.
It'll be really good for you guys to see what the round actually looks like when we're out and about. So I am really excited to be doing it with my brother Zach as well. But first things first, I reckon, because the most common question I get asked is van tour, can we see what's in the back of the van? So I feel like YouTube is probably the perfect way to start.
Best place to do it.
Showing the back of the van. Let's have a look. Let's jump out. Right.
That's a nice van.
Today we've got 60 addresses. I believe it's about 110, 115, somewhere between 110 and 115 bins. There's going to be a bin count in the corner of the screen, so you'll know at the end of the day exactly how many bins there are. But first of all,
how did you get that many bins to clean though?
Everyone sees this shot on my social media, and you can clearly see, if you just come and have a look, we've got, this is the wash base, obviously the bin goes in here, and all the dirty water is collected in this wastewater tank at the bottom, but that's the bit you've all seen, so I'll show you the behind the scenes. Just take note of the branding.
That man, his branding is fire.
So, two 450 litre tanks that are literally, I don't know whether you can pick that up, they are full to the very brim. That should be enough water to get through the day, he says. Pray on the first day that I do a YouTube video I don't run out of water. Got the Honda pressure washer, Honda GX 160 unit, and then that's what the wash bay looks like from the back. So all the wastewater is just collected in that separate wastewater tank at the bottom. See, this worries me, Zach. These bins haven't been emptied. This is genuinely the problem with this business, is you come out even at this time and you're so reliant upon the bin collections.
Yeah.
So even starting at like sort of, what time is it now? Sort of 11:30. You can't guarantee that they'll be empty.
This is something that I've also been wondering about. You want to go and start your day because you obviously have to clean the bins on bin day, right? So they've just been emptied by the guys that do the bin rounds. Then you come along, clean them, and then the customer just brings their bin in, and then it's the start of the new bin week, right? But our bins, you don't know when they're getting collected, okay? So a lot of the time they get collected about sort of 11 a.m.-ish. But if you forget to put your bins out the night before, it's like they know and they come and collect them at like 5, 6 a.m. just to mess you up. So like this, like they're obviously now starting late. So, and because they seem to mix their route up as well, which yeah, causes some problems. So yeah, I don't know how they're going to handle that.
The only thing you can do, and I have considered doing this, is pushing collections back to the next day. So where you'd have sort of like so today is currently a Friday, so today I'd be cleaning what was collected yesterday on a Thursday, because that sort of means that you can get out nice and early and just rattle through.
Then you're asking someone to not put rubbish in their bin for a
group
day.
Of customers to do things in a completely different way. I don't know how well that'd work, and this is looking like
it's an idea.
They're not empty, but not to worry.
Some good cinematic footage.
I wake up to a list.
The tune's going. These are like quintessentially British houses. It reminds me of where I grew up so much.
Whether you're a window cleaner, a landscape gardener, an electrician, or even a bin cleaner, Whatever home service business you're in or looking to get into, the playing field is changing. Even today in this current age of AI, e-commerce, online agencies, drop shipping, I firmly believe that the traditional home service sector will create more millionaires than any other sector. And it's those that pair traditional home services with modern day social media branding that will pioneer this change. The good old days of repping a branded polo shirt and printing thousands of A6 leaflets are long behind us.
This is good. I don't know if he's leading up to some sort of ad. I don't know if he's going to branch out into some sort of marketing business as well. What he's saying is there's plenty of room for growth, basically. And he's talking about how home services brands have to be on social media. And social media by this point, we're talking what, like 15 years? It's been going in its sort of maturity for about 15 years. And there's still so much room for growth, especially when it comes to like small sort of businesses like this. And he's saying that if you are doing a small, like, you know, 1-man, 2-man, solopreneur, micro type business, you probably think you don't need to do all the social media. That's just for the big companies and stuff. But he's saying that it's just so essential now. And I don't think that this guy does much paid advertising outside of his own organic socials. And to me, if I was in the market for a sort of a home services business and I was following a brand on social media and because they're entertaining and they serviced my area, I probably wouldn't even look at the competition to see what the competition was. And even if they cost a little bit more, I'd probably be fine with that because one, they've built trust, you know who they are and you're seeing them do their job, so you know they're doing a good job. And I don't know, I just feel like, yeah, like if you... people, what's the expression? People buy from people. So if you sort of know the brand and you like the people behind it, you're more likely to, and you're happy to pay a bit more than some person you're barely even going to see, let alone know if they're doing a good job. And another thing he was saying there about AI, I think a lot of people are going to shift. Like for me, my day job, realistically, I'd be surprised if it survives for longer than 1 more year in its current shape. And a lot of people are going to pivot to home-based service businesses. So it's a good market to be in because it's pretty AI proof. As long as the whole economy doesn't just collapse, it's pretty AI proof. You know, we're years away from, well, it says that we're probably years away from robots walking down the street cleaning your bin.
Whether you're thinking about starting
This is good editing.
service business or you've already built a silent empire and you want to transition from boring to brand, then I look forward to working with you and I'll see you on the inside.
Yeah.
Right, so as you can see, this is the
Fair play to him, and it's a natural evolution, and I'm not surprised in the slightest, to be fair. Like, go and have a look at his Instagram and his TikTok. I'll put links in the description as well as a link to this video. So it makes sense that he's now sharing that because he's nailed it, to be honest. Like the growth in the, wow, what are we, 10 months into the year is pretty crazy for, like he says, just the home service business. And there are guys that's crushing it. I'm following like some window cleaners in the US. They're never going to clean my windows, but like it's just entertaining content, do you know what I mean? And heaps of lawn ones I'm following with their like before and after, things like that. And like I say, if there was like a lawn expert in my area who I was following on socials, I wouldn't even look at the competition. It would be just the foregone conclusion.
Squeegee app. So we've got 60 addresses today, all fairly saturated, fairly close together. And I believe about 48 of those are double bins. But in the area that we're working in, it's garden and recycling, but a lot of customers pay to have extra bins. So I reckon that's why I reckon it's going to come to about 110 bins. But yeah, Squeegee.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I didn't know that. So obviously it's not 1 bin per customer. You've got your different bins for different things. But then I think what he's saying is that some customers actually pay, which must be a thing you can do in UK, where you can pay extra rates, I assume, to have an extra bin, because, you know, it's pretty hard fitting everything in 1 bin, as most of you probably know.
I get that asked a hell of a lot.
So then all of a sudden that 100 bins is not actually 100 customers.
What do we use to keep track of customers? The Squeegee app, and then it's basically like a tick system throughout the day. So you'll see me ticking them off throughout the day. But yeah, 60 stops, 110 bins, something like that.
Interesting.
So I'm just marking off here as I go. So literally the addresses we've just done, I can just mark off and tick them. And that automatically sends the invoice as well. Right, settle a debate for me in the comments, okay? I wear Nike Air Forces. You have to look presentable to the customers. Leave a comment. What do you think about Air Forces cleaning bins? I think it's sound. 4 in the same place.
Just on the Air Forces, I definitely wouldn't be using my best ones for that. If they've already been relegated to an old pair, it's fine, but not a new pair. Come on.
Again, so this is good. So I just handed out a card there, and literally, if the van didn't have the branding on, and we weren't wearing the matching the merch, and we weren't wearing the hoodies, she wouldn't have recognised. Honestly, the amount that this brand, if there's 2 things I'm obsessed with, it's branding and social media, isn't it?
Yeah,
Absolutely obsessed with it. And I'm like a strong believer that your brand has to outgrow like your physical business. So like there'll be people that recognise the Bin Guy brand and they recognise like the van and stuff. And so the amount of people I get coming up to me on the streets is like ridiculous. So she's just handed a card. So there's another like 3 bins that are going to be added to the rota. So brand, concentrate on your brand. Never.
Yeah, so someone's just seen their van out their window or whatever and come out and asked to be a customer. So he's not knocking on doors saying, "Do you want your bin cleaned?"
I'm going to stop saying it.
Classic.
So whilst he's on trial, he gets 3 tries. That's already 1. And that's 2.
So the actual business is super simple, like as a pressure washer. It doesn't look like they're using soap or anything like that. Literally just chucking bins in the back of the van, spraying them, done.
Jeff did give me your contact details.
We'll start today if you want. If
Yeah.
you garden and recycling if they're empty.
He's just got another new customer there.
We love that, mate, don't we?
We absolutely love
Because that's now on this little one-way street. That's 11 bins now that are on this little one-way street. And
Yeah,
I don't always
that's
do
where
them
it's
on
at.
site like that, but because this is like the start of my...
Because you don't want to be going bin here, bin there, bin there, bin there. If you're doing a few bins already on one street, people are likely going to go, "Oh yeah, do mine as well," and then you can nail them all out in like quick sharp.
rotation. I'll be back next week to do the black bin. I'm happy to take it on because it means she'll pay me for this month. Not every single day is as saturated as this. Like this is the best day in it.
Oh, 100%.
Like, but in order to get the days like this, it doesn't just happen overnight. So in the beginning, I always say to people, just take on whatever you can, as long as it's in a certain area. Don't be too worried about like trying to get them all on one road straight away. But Facebook's a really powerful way to get customers on board in an area, and then doing things like door knocking, bin tags, leaflet drops to really like connect the dots and get them saturated. Like you've literally just seen then, lady came out because we've stopped on the road 4 times already. The van gets noticed, and that's how you get them really tightly compact together. But
Yeah, love that. So if you've got like a street, right, or I'm picturing like a cul-de-sac, something like that, you've already got 3 or 4 there, and you know you've got 30 houses that aren't yet customers. Because earlier it said, like, you know, you'd rather social media than leaflets. But if you're just trying to fill in the gaps on a street, you can leaflet those, you know, well, let's say you've got 6 customers, there's 30 potential customers, leaflet the other 24, try and fill in the gaps there, because then you're going to get your time per bin. And I'm sure they've got a word they use. Time per bin basically is going to be real low because there's no travel time.
yeah, definitely in the beginning, just say yes to as many people as you can. Referral schemes are a really good idea. Door knocking is the best way to do it, isn't it?
Oh,
Dead
100%.
personal, just knocking on people's doors. You don't have to be salesy. When you get somewhere,
Okay, so yeah, so he is door knocking, but it's targeted. Like if he wants to fill in gaps in a street, he'll go door knocking. He's not just doing random, you know, like bloody. He used to be double glazing windows. What's the new thing?
there's like loose dog through in there. That's the only type of thing I actually refuse to do because it's just like it's hazardous. It's like dangerous. So if there's any loose dog poo or anything like that, we don't do it, or I make that do it. Look at that for time and just look.
Yeah, get your little brother doing the dangerous stuff, eh?
6 bins, 1 stop.
That's what you want.
55, 60 bins left, and this is where we're up to in terms of water. So we started full to the brim. We're now down to not quite halfway, probably 2/3, but it just goes to show, especially with these dirty green garden bins, I've had the pressure on fairly high, so I've just turned it down a notch just to really be conservative with water, because I've run out of water on my round before and I cannot be bothered. It is
And that was 450 litres, I think he said he started with. Because I was wondering, like, can you start this on a smaller scale with like a car or whatever? Obviously, you'd need a big tank. I mean, I guess you could if you had like a station wagon or something like that and a smaller tank of water. You just wouldn't be able to do over 100 bins in a day.
a pain in the backside filling up, isn't it? That basically doesn't get paid, but what he does get is his tea paid for him. So anything that's left in here is free for him to take and eat.
Just a quick one, guys. If anyone knows the answer to this joke down here,
What do you
put
call
the
a group
answer
of
in the comments
baby
below.
wheelie
First comment we
bins?
see you to get the right answer, we'll get a shout out.
Oh, what do you call a group of baby wheelie bins? Bambinos.
I don't know.
They must have hired a proper camera crew for this, because this is just such good quality. This is like film crew
You know what? It
standards.
was my dad said last night, because he knew we were doing this video. Brilliant. And because I told him we were doing this, he said, make sure the camera's rolling when Margaret comes out. Seriously, he was like, she's the only person that comes out and chats to you. Make sure she's on. So there you go. And you're not camera shy, are you?
No, I'm not camera shy.
Nah.
Doing a YouTube video. So we finished the day with 108 bins cleaned. We started at about 11:30, 20 to 12. It's currently 6:30, 6:30 p.m. So we've absolutely rattled through those bins. 108 bins. We've smashed through it. Yes, I've been out with my little brother. Yes, he comes out with me a lot more now. Just come and say hello on camera. Yes, he comes out with me a lot more now, which does make it a lot easier. But at the beginning, I was working days like this on my own, and it's a longer day when you're working on your own. But this one was literally for every single comment that I've ever had. How many have I had? God knows. On TikTok, Instagram, that have said you can't clean that many bins in a day.
I've
It's
seen
not
them.
doable. Who's going to pay to have the bin cleaned?
Yeah.
You've now got social proof that it is possible. And I was doing this on my own, but it's even better doing this with my brother. So I'm grateful for that, bro.
Just on that, I have seen some of the comments on his socials, and it's a lot of people going, who's going to pay for your bin? You just do it yourself. So I live in Melbourne, and I can tell you now that people charge a lot more than what this guy charges to clean the bins, and people do pay it happily. I've posted things before on my YouTube and stuff where I've shown businesses that are working, and people still say that'll never work. And it's like, it's working, mate. Like, and the thing to remember is, just because you wouldn't pay for something doesn't mean that no one would. You know, I was talking about like a Christmas tree business, and people were saying, no one would pay. No one would pay to have a Christmas tree delivered or something like that. And it's like, well, just because you wouldn't doesn't mean other people would. And I'm just looking at this one in shot now. This looks like a nice area, right? This isn't like some cheap housing estate that he's doing it. This is a nice area. That's where you want to be targeting, right? Wealthy customers are much better customers. They're less fussy about how much you charge. They're busy people. They don't want to be cleaning their bins and things like that. Round my way, people are very not particular. They have a lot of pride in how their garden looks and their houses looks. So people will pay for it. Like I said, my only query was how he gets that many customers. And he's answered it, because it's a subscription model, which is just insane. That's like the best model you can get. So he's not trying to knock on doors. He doesn't go out in the morning, knock on door. Do you want your bin clean now? No. Next one. Do you want your bin clean? No. He's got them there ready to go. And you can see he's already picked up a few extra customers along the way. So then that'll join the route next time. And honestly, before long, he's not going to be able to do it all with one van. I think he's going to have to get another van and either franchise, like you mentioned, or maybe get a little bro's own van, something like that. So yeah.
I've got loads more content
video.
coming. Literally got so many ideas that I want to make for YouTube. This is only just the beginning. So make sure, I've got to say that YouTube thing now, haven't I? Come on, you got it. Right, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified when I release a video.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. See you in the next.
To be fair, I used to hate saying that, but it makes so much difference. Like, and that reminds me, hit like for this video and subscribe to this channel, because this is what we do. We talk about small businesses, side hustles, things that get you out of a job that you hate and into something that you're passionate about and give you purpose in your own life. That video is over. That went quick, which is a sign of a good video. That was a 20-minute video. I'll put a link to that full video in the description as well. I'll put his socials on there. Go and follow him. I reckon this is going to be a really good channel to follow. He's not going to have enough time to do the bins before long, so I reckon he's gonna blow up before long. He's just gonna grow and grow this business, so keep an eye on it. Home services, man, it's there's so much room to go there. Like, and even if there is someone already doing it in your area, they may not be doing that good a job of marketing, or their systems may not be that efficient. So if you've got sort of half a brain in your nut, you can come along and just blow them out of the water. Anyway, that's it for now. Catch you next time.